Hello sewing friends, welcome to the Hen Den. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you this fun upcycle that's been making its way around the internet, where we take a simple men's collared shirt and turn it into a super chic ruffled collar. Let's dive in. The first thing we're going to do is go around the base of the shirt, marking a 2-inch line to cut the bottom of the shirt off. This is the portion that ends up becoming the ruffled collar around the shirt. Now you'll be able to see in the pictures, this gave a moderate little ruffle to the top of the shirt. If you want a larger ruffle, you can absolutely make this larger. And I'll be honest with you guys, I was not sure how this was going to work out, having those deep curves to the side of the shirt. But in the end, it really did work out, and I was quite surprised. So again, I just used a ruler and put a little mark going all the way around the base. I did hesitate and debate drawing a line because I can't cut a straight line even with a line drawn, but I did manage to create a pretty decent straight line with just a couple little marks going around the base of the shirt. And again, this was just a 2-inch cut all the way around the base of the shirt. Next, I drew a bit of a curve starting from the end that has the seam and going down towards the unfinished edge. This is just going to help give the front of your collar a nice even curve. Our next step is to painstakingly remove the collar. This is honestly the part that takes the most time, so you're going to go ahead and use a seam ripper and go around and remove the top stitching on the collar. My method of choice here is to do a little snip about every 5 stitches, and then you can easily pull out the other side of our stitching. Now guys, I have no idea why I thought that after doing this the collar would come right out, but no, it does not. That guy is tacked down on the inside as well. So even once you remove the top stitching, you will also need to remove the collar itself and clean up this edge a little bit, just getting all that stitching out. Next, I decided to put pins where I wanted my ruffle to start, matching them up on both sides of the collar. This way, if I had to remove a couple more stitches, I could do so. Our next step is actually creating the ruffle. Now it's very important if you are sewing on a machine that you have a cutter that you use frequently to first make sure that you pull your bobbin thread up so we have a nice long tail that we're working with. So here I have set my stitch length to about a 5, and I am running a seam first about 1/8 of an inch all the way down the unfinished side of the collar. Again, make sure to leave tails. Do not use your cutter because we are going to use this to create our gather. Now I'm going back and doing a second row of stitching about 1/4 of an inch away from the end. You can use a single row for your gather, but using 2 rows will just help this process to go a little bit easier. Again, make sure you use an elongated stitch because we will need that to create our gathers. So I went ahead and came in here and did a bit of a pre-ruffling before I even tried to attach it to the shirt. Be sure to find the center of the collar by matching up your ends and then placing a pin in the middle. Now all I'm doing here is I have found my bobbin thread on both of these stitch lines, and I am gently pulling the fabric over to create my ruffle. Emphasis here on be gentle, because if you break these gathering stitches, it does make things a little bit harder. Now that I have a bit of a pre-gathered ruffle going, I can go ahead and finalize my ruffle to my shirt collar. So I went ahead and pinned my 2 ends where I want the ruffle to stop, and then I went ahead and pinned the center to the center of the shirt. And here you can see I am just doing a final gather, pulling everything in so that it lines up where it needs to go. Make sure to spread those ruffles out evenly across the space. And then I'm just going to do a little tie on the ends because I'm really happy with the way that ruffle is and I don't want them shifting out of place. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on the opposite side here. And at this point, again, I am just predetermining the length of my ruffle. I haven't set anything into the seam just yet. Once you're finished, give it a tie on the end to maintain that perfect ruffle. Once we have everything exactly the way we want it, we are going to go ahead and tuck this ruffle into the collar. Now, I used a seam on the inside of the collar as kind of a reference point as to how far down I wanted the ruffle to go. Hindsight, if I did this again, I might actually just cut my ruffle a little larger so that it could tuck all the way into the base of the collar. But the good news is these are ruffles, guys. They're very forgiving on how it's going to turn out. But you can see there is a bit of an interfacing on the inside of the collar there. I just matched my ruffle up to that bottom interfacing line, and that seemed to work out just fine. So I'm just going down the collar here, tucking the ruffle into the collar, and then putting a couple of pins on it. The more pins you put on this, guys, the better your outcome's going to be because it's just going to hold everything right in place where we need it to go. Pinning is one of my 4 Ps, as those of you who've been around for a while know. Pinning helps us immensely in all of our sewing needs. I was just doing a quick check here to make sure that my starting point on both of my collars is exactly where I want them to be, so they're nice and even. And I ended up moving one of those starting points just a hair so that everything matches up. And you can see how using that curve when we first cut our collar out gives us a nice little gentle curve to the front of our collar. So it's not standing straight up. It's going to go into a nice, even collar. All right. Now that everything is in there nice and neat, double check the back side and make sure everything is even and clean on the front and on the back. And then our next step is going to be to take this over to our sewing machine and stitch that collar down using a top stitch, just like the initial top stitch that we removed. So I am using my 1/4 inch foot. You guys are going to find that I use my 1/4 inch foot a lot as long as I'm doing straight stitching. And I have the edge of the collar lined up to the 1/8 inch line on my 1/4 inch foot. And we're going to stitch all the way down the collar. Now, if you notice, I just had a boo-boo there. I was not paying attention and the ruffle got stuck in the seam. So take your time here. Be careful to make sure that your ruffle is completely facing out and you don't accidentally catch it on the back side of the collar. And you'll notice I am stopping to remove my pins. Always remove those pins. You really do not want to be running into them because that can break a needle. It can cause damage to your machine. So let's just avoid all those things and remove our pins as we go. Be sure to back tack at both ends so our cute little collar doesn't come out. And then double check everything. Make sure everything caught the way it should on both sides. And now our final step is we have to hem the bottom of the shirt again. Now, I tested out a theory here, and it kind of worked. I've been seeing all these videos of people doing rolled hems using a piece of paper. Because I don't know about you guys, I have never been able to make friends with that rolled hem foot. So what I'm doing here is I have a water-soluble stabilizer, and I am putting it on the right side of the shirt underneath. I have lined it up with the raw edge of the shirt, And I did about 1/8 of an inch seam line all the way down. Now, what I did, as you can see here, is turn that stabilizer to the inside of the shirt, and when you turn it up, it creates this perfect little rolled hem. And then I'm going back over top of it and tacking it down. Did it work? Yes. Did it save me time? Probably not, because unfortunately this type of stabilizer is very thin and didn't quite give me the stability I was looking for. However, it did give me a lovely rolled hem. And when I was finished, I could easily tear the stabilizer away, and upon washing it with hot water, the excess stabilizer simply vanished. In the end, I was happy with the results, but I definitely say I'm going to play with this theory a little bit more to see if I can come up with something that's a little more stable that will help this process to just be a little bit easier. I'm just gently taking my time, folding that stabilizer to the inside of the shirt, creating this perfect little rolled hem around the bottom of my shirt. The end is in sight. And now for the finished results. Here is the before of our shirt and the after. Guys, I love this project. It turned out super cute. If you'd like to see more projects like this, let me know in the comments below. Till next time, friends, happy sewing, and be sure to give a like and subscribe for more fun tips and tricks and sewing tutorials.